1998, Square developed and published Brave Fencer Musashi for the Sony PlayStation. The concept of Brave Fencer Musashi was that it was far different than what Square had released in terms of role-playing games at the time. The story had it that a young boy by the name of Musashi from a Japan-themed world is summoned into a European-inspired kingdom of Alucron Kingdom from a horrific monster called the Wizard of Darkness 150 years previously. Due to the situation that the kingdom found itself in, the ruler of the kingdom, Princess Philae, needs Musashi to help save it once more from the invading Thirst Quencher Empire. Throughout the game, Princess Philae summons Musashi's rival of Kojiro to Alusant as well to save the kingdom, but he is only concerned with fighting Musashi as the pair have a history from their home world. Musashi goes through the lands defeating guardians for a sacred sword to help with the quest. But through an ironic twist within the story, upon saving Princess Philae, the guardians that Musashi defeated were originally creatures that the previous incarnation of Musashi entrusted with to protect the sword that Musashi was using throughout the game. Musashi defeats the threats facing the kingdom, then returns to his own world at the end of the game. But what was interesting in terms of details of Musashi and even Kojiro's characters is that Musashi is based on the real-life figure of Miyamoto Musashi, and Kojiro being based off another real-life figure from Japanese history, being that of Kojiro Sasaki. According to records, both Miyamoto Musashi and Kojiro Sasaki had a rivalry between them when they lived, and this real-life animosity between the both of them were the basis of the conflicts between the characters in the game. Development for the game was originally mixed from developers, but most later became somewhat surprised at how good the game was upon release. Gamers and critics reacted positively to the character of Musashi, and that the game was an unlikely success when released. The game was so well received that most gamers had assumed that a sequel would have been quickly released. However, this did not happen, as gamers believed that it would. In 2005, Square developed and released Musashi Samurai Legend for the Sony PlayStation 2. The game was nothing like the original Brave Fencer Musashi in terms of story, gaming dynamics, even the character of Musashi himself depicted in this game, as most critics and gamers had mixed reactions to the experience of the game because of these major details. Due to the negative reactions associated with it, it's not considered a true sequel to the original, even to the extent that fans refuse to have it connected or related to the original at all. Sometimes a character can be forgotten because they were surprisingly interesting originally, but had an unwanted nor unneeded continuation of the story.